before that, I went to the grocery. Like, for me, hanging out with like-minded people that have similar interests is just drive back to work. I got home at 1 in the morning, and it's really hard to join into that.
I guess that I would to see out there who want to listen to little me talk. And
Okay. She's ready. What's up, YouTube? It has taken me like 3 months to finally get the courage to make a video. And so I thought that I would just start with an introduction. And I also want to talk about why it's taken me so long to have the courage to put myself out there like this. First of all, I'm Liv. I live in a school bus. I moved into it in April of last year, so April of 2021. And it was really a decision that was made out of pure, like, not panic, but just absolute crisis. I did not know what to do with myself, really. I was a nurse. I had been a nurse for 5.5 years. I had my dream job, or what I thought was going to be my dream job. And I was living in Washington, D.C. at the time, and it really just, life started to weigh me down so much. I had at the point realized that, you know, working in the NICU was not what I thought it was going to be. I was dealing with a lot of just generalized depression, and I was living in a city that I absolutely adored when I first moved there, but that I was really starting to feel super burnt out on. So in a moment of true crisis, I, over the course of maybe a week, quit my job and found the bus, drove up to New Jersey, and then bought the bus. So that all happened within a week of itself. I'd always known what van life was. I'd always thought it was really cool. It was something that I thought I might want to try someday, but I really had just like indoctrinated into my own mind this idea that I was going to be a career nurse, and that I had put so much time and effort into this job that is so stable, and that, you know, at the beginning I thought was so well respected, and that I would always have job security, and that I would make so much money. And then I always had these people who, obviously with the best intentions, were telling me how highly respected it was. And, you know, then we went through the pandemic, and nurses became martyrs and heroes. And it was something that I had a really hard time coping with, because it was at the cost of our own mental health. And, you know, I want to help people. I've always wanted to help people. I loved nursing at its core, but the reality of healthcare in this country is just that we don't take care of our healthcare workers. And I had really gotten to a point where I didn't want to be a hero. I didn't want to be a martyr. I just wanted to feel healthy, and I wanted to feel happy. So all of this, you know, it just kind of compounded, and I kept it in, and I didn't talk to anybody about it. And I really, really struggled internally with it until I essentially just, I imploded my own life, you know, quit my job, bought a bus, having had no previous experience with building whatsoever, other than like putting together IKEA furniture. And I just did something absolutely insane. And now here I am, 7 months on the road, and my life, everything about it has changed. You know, moving into the bus was not a solution to my problems. everything didn't just get better by itself. You know, I got on medication for depression. I have had to do a lot of like personal work just to get my body to a place where I felt I was healthy again. And that even in and of itself has been a journey. It's crazy being on the road by yourself or as a single woman. Really, I think as a single person, a woman especially, because you have to be so vigilant all the time about safety. But really, being on the road alone and not having a lot of direction and trying to figure out what your purpose is or what it is that you're looking for is very hard. And, you know, I can't sit here and say that nobody talks about this, because people do talk about it. There is a really big push in our community to not make everything just so like Instagram beautiful, or not make it seem like nothing ever goes wrong. So I think that as a whole, our community has done a good job with that. But I just really want to reiterate that, you know, solo van life or solo bus life is not for the faint of heart. It gets very lonely. And when you're on the road by yourself, you can't run away from the things that you want to run away from. You're really forced to face them head on. So this last 6-7 months there's been so many highs and lows, so many ups and downs, and I was able to go off of my meds around July. And by was able, I mean that I tried. I stayed off of them for a couple of months, and my symptoms of depression started coming back. So that just shows that like this life is not a fix all at all. You know, I uprooted and changed everything about my former life, and here I am still struggling with mental health. So I essentially got back on my meds. I was on them for maybe 2 months, but I was on a lower dose. Nothing really seemed to change, so I went back off of them, and now as of a couple of days ago, I'm back on them again. The reason that I'm saying this and going to post this on YouTube is because I think it's really important to talk about mental health, and it's something that I want to make sure that nobody ever feels really alone about, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It can feel embarrassing sometimes, but it's not embarrassing. It just is life, and so many more people are going through it than really talk about it. So I just think, yeah, I want to put it out there. My life is not perfect. I still struggle. I have a hard time. I really, really struggle, especially with imposter syndrome, which is why it's taken me 3.5 months from the time that I decided that I wanted to do YouTube until the time that I am going to finally post a video, which is just me sitting here and talking to you guys. I really want to do this for me. I really want to do this for future Liv. I want to have vlogs and videos to look back on, and I want to share it with you guys. I want to share it with people who are interested. So this for me, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to do it. But here's to slashing imposter syndrome. She is not our friend. I did not invite her here. And yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I don't want to make this video really, really long, but I do just want to share, some of what I have filmed over the last 3 months. And it's mostly really, truly just for me to practice editing and putting clips together and putting music over and that kind of thing, because I've never done this before. But, if you want to watch it, if you want to see me talk at the camera, if you want to see some beautiful views that I've seen, some places I've been, please enjoy. So I'm at this winery in Indiana, and it is insane, so beautiful. I mean, just like the ceremony space is probably like one of the prettiest, coolest ceremony spaces I've seen. Anyway, getting my wine inside. And the lady that was working there told me that the guy, the owner, never comes out here because he has so many other businesses and he's a pilot, whatever, and he bought this winery for his ex-fiance. It used to be a farm and a horse barn, and turned it into a winery for her, which, wow. Then they never ended up getting married, and he didn't sell the winery or anything, but apparently he is not the nicest guy ever. And people in town have told him that he has to stop coming out here and drinking because he's like driving away his customers. But yeah, beautiful place. We just decided that we're gonna get septum piercings and then matching butt tats, and they're gonna be smiley faces because we haven't stopped smiling since we've been together.
I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm
What have we learned today?
Ass tats don't hurt.
Grand Haven has no happy hour spots. Probably should have looked that up before we made the
Worst
plan.
thing about my hometown.
What else did we learn?
Um,
There are a lot of dead fish coming out of Lake Michigan.
Scientists, please let us know.
We're confused.
Why are all the fish dying?
I should not be this winded from these stairs. I mean, there's kind of a lot of them, but bus life has really changed my level of fitness, let me tell you guys. Worth it though.
I ain't going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on.
The aftermath of Descend, my voice, the dirt, there's dirt everywhere. Okay, my bedding needs to be washed so bad. I have trash on my counters. I need to find a trash bin for. My bike is inside the bus, covered in dirt. My mirror broke. This is just a mess. Everything is a mess, but my heart is so happy, and I just met so many amazing people this weekend. It's so crazy. I was just thinking about how in this community, it feels like when you meet somebody, a lot of times I feel like I already knew them and that I'd known them for a long time. And I think some of that could be because of the internet, but it also is just, I think, a testament to how open people are and how wonderful they are. You know, we just kind of have a tendency to like skip the chit chat and get straight to the goods. And it's just awesome. It's so wonderful. I'm so happy.